I'm Ruben Diaz. Here's your ABC 24 News update. Crime was the reason the Trump administration created the Memphis Safe Task Force. Now the U.S. Justice Department is using that initiative, along with the deployment in Washington, D.C., as a model for crime fighting in other cities. ABC 24's Lauren Turman has the story.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche announcing a new initiative Wednesday, one that extends work like that of the Memphis Safe Task Force across the country.
The DOJ will be surging $300 million in grant funds to support cities who are serious about reducing violent crime, restoring public order, and modernizing their public safety infrastructure.
Blanche mentioning Memphis and Washington, D.C. as models, saying 2 to 4 cities with populations of 100,000 or more will each receive funding under President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, encouraging applicants to have a whole governmental approach that includes the support of mayors, sheriffs, district attorneys, and others. The task force also continuing to draw national attention. While crime in Memphis has declined and some welcome the law enforcement presence, the program has also sparked lawsuits, controversy, deadly encounters, and concern. Several legal challenges are now moving forward, including disputes over the task force's authority and over immigration. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy pushing back Thursday against state efforts to dismiss a lawsuit challenging new laws he claims targets the DA's office and its role in matters involving the task force. Meanwhile, data shows there have been more than 9,500 arrests under this initiative, including for homicide, narcotics, and weapons charges, along with more than 1,600 illegal firearms seized since its launch in September 2025. Community advocates say now that this approach is expanding into other parts of the country, federal leaders should address the problems that lead to crime.
Until you address poverty, lack of housing, affordable housing, mental health, conflict resolution, anger management, and drugs, you're not going to combat what's going on in Memphis.
The Memphis Grizzlies hold the 3rd pick in this year's NBA draft. Now the debate over who they should take is heating up. On the latest episode of the 24th Floor, Richard Denson and myself asked NBA draft analyst Rich Ghosh to break down his rankings at the top of the draft.
It's definitely been a tricky question throughout the year. I've found myself on kind of like essentially like a swing set, kind of going back and forth. But I think I started with Darren Peterson coming into the year. I'm still fairly confident that Darren Peterson is my #1 prospect. I understand that there's concerns about, how his tenure at Kansas played out with regards to the injuries, the idea that he might be holding out. But I think when you get a shot maker of this caliber that is also exceptional on the defensive side, you can alleviate some of those burdens of defensive responsibility or, the injury concerns and whatnot. And I'm still confident Darren Peterson is, if all goes well in terms of his health, will come out the best player of this draft. But I do think right behind him is Cam Boozer.
You can watch that full conversation right now on the latest episode of the 24th Floor, which is our sports show that streams on 24 Plus as well as on YouTube. All right, that's your ABC 24 News update for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Ruben Diaz.